Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about Fireworks. This title, Fireworks, is a film about a group of boys who wager a bet on whether or not fireworks are flat or round when you look at them from the side. Although this might sound childish, it's a little more deep than you think. Before we get into this, I just want to address some things said about the movie and even give my opinions on this type of movie and why I think the movie is overhated. So first, let's talk about the main problem people have with the movie, and that's the confusion. Now, I can get why people get confused and why people have trouble connecting the dots, but me personally, I like to do it myself and make my own assumptions. And I love when writers give the viewers an opportunity to do so. Some of the problems people also have is a lack of character or character development, but I think the writers give a sense of the characters in a really interesting way, and I'll get into that in a little while. The next thing I didn't like to see people say, actually, it's just this one guy in particular, and I'm not gonna say any names, but there's a YouTuber who does reviews, and he just straight up lied about the movie. Now, I'm no expert, but I know that a reviewer's job is to be honest and not soil a project's reputation. I mean, like a handful of the comments were from people who haven't even watched the movie yet, claiming how it sounds horrible and how they are glad they didn't waste their time, and that's why I feel like he failed as a reviewer. He just claimed that half the film was about them talking about their teacher's tit size, and that the other half is them asking the same question over and over. This isn't true. Lastly, I don't think we need to give an actual opinion here on the animations. They were God tier, and there's no need to talk about them any further, so let's get into the video. The movie starts off showing our main protagonist, Norimichi, underwater reaching for a girl, asking if. He keeps bringing up the word if. Keep this in mind. Now fast forward, we get to the main character talking to his mom and dad as he leaves for school. From this scene, we can already tell that he's a normal kid with no real issues. A little bit later, we see at the beginning of the movie something that you won't really notice on the first watch, but you'll notice that the main character and his friend Yusuke are the first to actually speak to each other when the group meets up riding to school. There was no real significance in bringing this up. I just thought it was a cool touch that they kind of foreshadowed who the third main star would be. Now, on the way to school, Norimichi notices a girl standing by the water, and he seems to be pretty impressed. The girl then picks up a clear glass ball she spots in the water, and then we cut forward to school, where in the midst of all his friends joking around, he is still paying attention to this girl. Now, Yusuke asks Norimichi about her in class, and asks how he feels about her. He even admits that he likes her himself. Now, soon after, Norimichi and Yusuke are on pool duty, and there she is. Norimichi now talks to her, though he's nervous as hell. We get to see what type of person she is. She's the mysterious, cool type of girl who seems like she has a lot on her mind, as she turns any situation into a question. But eventually, she asks them to race her. They make a bet. If she wins, they do anything she asks. If Yusuke won, he will tell the girl how he really feels. And Norimichi claimed if he won, Yusuke would have to buy him the latest release of the One Piece manga. Now, she didn't know about their bets, but she told them her side of the bet. Norimichi would have at least placed second, but he got third because he hit his foot on the edge of the pool. Now, the girl wins, and she asks Yusuke when he gets, to the finish line, if he can go see the fireworks with her at the event that everyone in the school has been talking about. He accepts. A while after this happened, Yusuke lies to Norimichi about his hurt foot, making it more serious than it is, and insists that he goes to the hospital to go see his dad, who is a doctor. He also lied to the girl and asked her to meet at the hospital, in which he stands her up and doesn't show up. This all happens after a conversation between the group of friends about fireworks and the event in which Norimichi comes home and Yusuke is already in his house. The two have a funny, what the heck type situation, but everything cooled down and Yusuke admits his idea about fireworks being flat is stupid and that he knows they're round. Norimichi then asked him, why would you place a bet on it then? But I'm not going to get into what the bet was. It doesn't really matter right now. Yusuke had no real answer. Now keep all of this in mind. A couple scenes later, we see Norimichi and the girl who are leaving the hospital have a conversation about the girl's situation. By the way, her name is Nazuna, and why she wants to run away. But soon after that, the mother catches her and takes her home. Norimichi, who is hesitant about helping, even though Nazuna is screaming at him for help, ends up pissed afterwards. He then punches Yusuke and picks up the glass ball that Nazuna dropped during the altercation, and he throws it, all while asking himself, what if? What if I was the one who won the race? Oh yeah, and the girl also told him in that conversation that she was just gonna choose whoever won between the two of them, and that she really didn't want to choose Yusuke in the first place. After throwing the ball, it sends him back to the same reality, but this time he wins the race. Everything happens the same. The fireworks wager, and even the Norimichi's house situation. One of my favorite parts of the movie, by the way, and we'll get into why in a second. In this reality, though, it's the opposite. It's the same dialogue, but two things change. For one, Yusuke walks in the house uninvited instead of already being there uninvited. Same conversation goes on. And from this, I like to assume that Yusuke took longer getting there this time because he had a lot more stuff on his mind. He doesn't have the same mindset right now because one, he just lost to his rival in front of his crush, and two, he still has yet to tell her how he feels. But this is just my interpretation on the situation, and you can make your own. The second thing that changed is that Yusuke has the same dialogue, except this time he states how confident he is that fireworks are flat. Now this right here was interesting to me. From this, I like to assume that he was wishful thinking right now. So you guys know how when people don't want to accept the truth, they will always continue to believe their ideals, whether it's true or not, or whether or not they even believe themselves. I think that this version of Yusuke, or this reality's version of Yusuke, is much more imaginative of the world, as he still hasn't had that taste of reality yet, all because he still has her on his mind. But once again, this is what I think. You can say what you want. After this, Norimichi sneaks off with the girls, and instead of going to see the fireworks, they go to the train station where she plans to run away. Again though, even in a different reality, she gets caught by her parents and dragged home. Again, Norimichi does nothing and regrets it. But he doesn't throw the ball this time. Him and his friends go to see the fireworks from the side, and unexpectedly, they're flat. Even the ones who said it was flat was a bit confused, including Norimichi. This is the reason I think it was an alternate reality rather than the time travel scheme that people like to go with. He realizes this and he doesn't elaborate on it, so I'll tell you guys what I think. But I think the main character realizes the answer to his question, which is that if doesn't matter if you don't actually put in effort and you're not being in charge of your own reality. If you stand by and do nothing, the same realities will happen the same way. Just like how she got taken away by her parents in either reality, no matter where she was or what was going on. I think that this made him kind of sad that he switched realities just to end up with the same results. This brought him to the conclusion that the true mistake he made wasn't losing the race, but not helping her. Staying with her was the answer to all his problems and hers. So that makes him wish, what if they never got caught? But something I found interesting is the fact that the parents still show up and everything. It's just kind of up to him now whether or not the wish comes true. It shows that the ball really can't grant wishes unless he puts in the effort. I think this segues into my next point, that Fireworks isn't a movie about fireworks, but the fireworks were there to support the main point of the movie, which is what if? And we get the answer to that. What if is only possible if you care enough. Eventually, he tries to tell Nazuna about the alternate realities, and her being open-minded and as mysterious as she is, she believes him and claims she doesn't care what reality they're in. She's clearly satisfied with being there with him. The two make it to where they want to be, and they're on a single train track running alongside the water, which seems impossible. But to me, it seems the more Norimichi is involved with the choices made, the more the glass ball forms impossible things. Just like in the end, the two are inside a dome swimming in water with fireworks right above them. And they are way different from what fireworks look like. They're even able to speak to each other underwater, and she states that she doesn't care what the fireworks look like after he points them out to her. This supports my claim that what they look like isn't really the point of the movie, although a lot of people seem to think that for some reason. But instead, the concept of what if. Now, as for the ending that people are confused about, I don't think there's much to really be confused about. There are only like 3 possibilities that we're left with. Now, the ending I'm talking about, of course, is the fact that at the end we see the teacher take roll and we get a glimpse of their desk and their names being called and they're absent. Everyone's asking the question, where are they? So I can think of about 3 places. One of them being a stretch. The first and most obvious is that they just ran away and they're skipping school. Like, they ran away with each other, away from their problems as she wanted to. Because we see in the most recent reality, they actually successfully escaped. The second is that the two snuck off to an alternate universe, and what we saw was the first universe where they no longer are. And the third one is that, like, they're freaking dead or something. I don't know. So it's not much to guess. So if you can just choose between the two, you should be fine. One last thing I thought I should state. This is being recorded after the recording is done. But I thought I should just state that since I seen in someone else's review that, oh, why didn't he say anything about the time travel he just did or the alternate reality? Like, he didn't make a big deal out of it. If you paid attention to the movie, you would see that he didn't actually notice or know what happened until he dropped the ball at the train station. This is kind of where his memories of the situation came back and he started to notice, and you can see that's where he started to take action again. So, and of course, like, the little glimpses of memory he had left, like, you know, he had to win the race, or when he was at home with Yusuke and he remembered to tell Yusuke not to drink the soda or juice because it was expired. These are just clear showings that he didn't have his complete memory back and he was still confused himself. So to say that they just, you know, grazed over the fact that he just switched universes is kind of a stretch to say that. You should, you know, kind of watch something more than once before you review it, or at least make sure you pay attention fully the first time. But with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to like and comment your opinions and subscribe if you want. And yeah, see you.